Because many of you might not have access to a flash player on your Chromebook or on your tablets that you are using, I have decided to go ahead and do this lab activity for you as a demonstration. You can do it on your own, or you can do it with me as I do it for you. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to watch a video that's going to describe these different properties. So we're going to look at some bulk properties of the matter that we're investigating. We have density, flame color, melting point, and boiling point.
Every element has certain properties. Elements can be tested in many ways to learn about their properties. The density of a substance is calculated by first recording the mass of the substance, and then measuring the volume of water displaced when the substance is put into the graduated cylinder. Mass divided by volume equals density. The melting point of a substance is determined by placing a solid sample of that substance into a container, adding heat, and then recording the temperature at which the substance turns from a solid to a liquid. The temperature remains constant until all of the substance turns into a liquid. The boiling point of a substance is determined by placing a sample amount of the substance into a container, adding heat, and then recording temperature changes until the temperature stops rising. This constant temperature is the boiling point of the substance. A flame test involves burning a small amount of a substance over a Bunsen burner and then observing the color of the flame.
Okay, so you'll notice that in your lab, your data table, you have vial 1 or test tube number 1 has been done for you already to give you an example. So we're going to take test tube number 2 and we're going to check the density. And the element has low density. So go ahead and fill that into your data table and move on to flame color. You'll notice that that has a violet flame color. So go ahead and put that in for test tube number 2, has a violet flame color. Melting point. This element has a low melting point that's below 200 degrees Celsius. Go ahead and put that in your data table. And this element has a low boiling point below 1000 degrees Celsius. Go ahead and put that into your data table. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use the chalkboard above to help you identify which element you're dealing with here. So these are your elements and these are the properties that we are observing. And you're trying to match these elements with these elements down here. So let's go ahead and test element 3. Element 3 has a medium density. It has a green flame. Element 3 has a medium melting point. And element 3 has a low boiling point. We're going to go ahead and test element 4. Element 4 has a medium density. Go ahead and fill that into your data table. Element 4 is going to produce a yellow-green flame. Element 4 has a high melting point. And element 4 has a high boiling point of over 1500 degrees Celsius. We're going to go ahead and do element number 5. Element 5 has a medium density. Element 5 has a green flame. Has a medium melting point. And has a high boiling point. So we have a medium melting point and a high boiling point, a green flame. So go ahead and match that with whichever element that matches with in this chalkboard right here. Element number 6 has a high density, turns the flame a yellow-green color, has a high melting point, and a high boiling point. So again, a yellow-green color, high melting point, high boiling point. Now element number 7 has a low density. So we have a few that we can choose from there. The flame is going to be, it looks like a reddish flame, a red flame. A high melting point. And a medium boiling point. So go ahead and match that with whichever element in the chalkboard. And then finally, element 8 has a low density, a yellow flame, a low melting point, and a low boiling point. So go ahead and match those different elements. So you have elements 1 through 8 and match them with these elements right here. So the main idea here is that scientists use these bulk properties to identify our unknowns in science. I hope that that was helpful.